What is up, traders? Welcome back. It is Thursday, and we are live again at a not usually scheduled time. We're typically live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but that's been mixed up this week because we've finally gotten a little bit of spice. We have a nice clickbait title and thumbnail. We are so cooked, but boy, does it feel like we are so cooked. We're at the point in the cycle where the believers and the non-believers are separated. Those who are here as tourists leave our midst, and those who are permanent residents who become citizens of crypto and Bitcoin remain. Fear and greed. We have some interesting stuff to look at today. Fear and greed being obviously the most spicy thing to look at on our radar, but I have a few interesting kind of things I'm going to draw for you here during the stream. I appreciate if you smash that like button and subscribe, help hype it up. If you're here, you're a G. You're going to make it. It's wild that you're here. Pat yourself on the back. I was debating at the end of this episode if we should forward the stream into a premiere of our next free trading video on YouTube. I haven't really decided. I guess I'll figure that out on the fly. Let me know if you'd like that. Maybe we can watch it as a group. That'd be cool. So let's start here. Fear and greed at an extreme fear rating. Last stream on Tuesday, we were at a 25. We talked about how that 25 didn't really fit maybe with the chart. Let's pull this up. I think I have this somewhere, right? It's lost to time. That's okay. We had it pulled up basically saying, here we are 25. The last time we were lower down here. It doesn't really feel right. It doesn't really fit. At least, I don't know. Some of us feeling fear, certainly, but it just didn't really seem to fit the chart. Now that rating at a 10, we have only seen fear and greed go lower a handful of times. It's actually kind of difficult to figure out. You'd think it would be easy, but it's actually kind of difficult to measure how many times. We have gone below this rating, at least a few times. Let's look at it this way. Here is the historical measurements of fear and greed. If we look at today's rating, we have to go all the way back to June of 2022. This is like bear market numbers. We had dumped from all-time highs. We had basically just been dumping, barely broke past our all-time high in November in 21, and then we just kept going down. We saw this reach, I think it actually went down to a 6. See, this is what I mean, it's hard. You can't really zoom in on this chart. I'm trying to find a different data source so I can maybe do this a little better for you. It went down to a 6, but that actually wasn't the lowest reading ever in June. Let's take a look actually where price was. June 6th here really quick. It was around here. May, June down here. So we had fallen from our all-time high, how long before November, all the way to June? 75%. We had dropped 75%. Last time fear and greed was lower than it is now. Last time fear was higher than it is now. This is off the back of 220 days of falling. At this point, we hit an all-time high in January. We're about a month out, a little bit more than a month out from our previous all-time high. Something's weird, isn't it? Something doesn't sit right with me. Let's go back again. Before that, the lowest reading ever was in 2019 in August. And this one, again, this is what I was talking about. You can't even like select this one on their chart. We're at alternative.me. They were the original. They were the original fear and greed people. They invented this metric for crypto. Now there's others, of course. Okay. There's the CSS on their site is terrible. Yeah, I can't click it. But I believe this was a 4. A 4? That was the lowest rating ever. And again, August 2019. Let's look at that as well. August 2019. July, August 2019. Huh. That doesn't really feel right either, does it? Wait, what? August 2019. Why? Am I crazy? Hold up. Because you would expect this to be March 2020. In March of 2020, we actually did get a lower rating, so let's start there. Down here, obviously on this sell-off, which weirdly should be the lowest reading. I mean, this was the scariest time in Bitcoin history, in my opinion. Going back to like August of 2019, this wasn't particularly a scary time. September into October, this was scarier times. Okay, I got TradingView. Yeah, what? 28? Maybe there's something I'm forgetting about that happened here, like event-wise. I don't think so, though. I'll have to do more research on that. This was a scary time. This was definitely a scary time, October. But compared to March, I don't know. I really wish that data point wasn't there because that just got me thrown off track from my point. Maybe I should just get back on track here. So we are at an extreme fear rating. Are we feeling extreme fear here in the chat? How are you feeling? Let me see. Let me pull this up. Use CoinGlass for fear and greed. CoinGlass, I'm pretty sure, just takes that rating though. Although you might be right, it might be easier to like zero in on the ratings. Yeah, because they have this slider. Cool. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Appreciate it, Mr. GRT with the hype. Let's zoom in. So obviously March of 2020 should be the lowest. In my opinion, it should be the lowest ever. There should never have been a lower rating because that was the scariest time. Does not seem it. We hit an 8. So only 2 points lower than today. We had sold off, God, like 50% in a very short period of time. Let's go back. Wow. Here it is. I cannot really explain this. I think I've been in crypto that long that I just like don't remember. That's weird. Because we were streaming live through this. August 2019, we hit a 5. August 28th. I'm going to Google this. August 28th, 2019 crypto news. What? I guess there was a $600 sell-off on August 26th. Bitcoin dropped below 10,000 for the first time since July. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not vibing with that. I don't feel that. It doesn't feel like it should be the lowest rating ever. That's also not, yeah, July and then July. Wait a minute, the low had fallen below 10K for the first time since July in August. So for the first time in a month. I feel like something else happened there. Backit began deposits in September. I don't know. Does anybody remember? This feels odd to me. I know that there was a lot of emotions during this time, including in October. This was one of the most euphoric moments in the history of Bitcoin, in my opinion. But man, I guess this was so long ago that I'm starting to lose it. We literally streamed live through this, and I do not remember. Maybe I should go back and watch the stream from August 28, 2019. August 21st. Okay. I mean, either way. Saying it was a week before then. August 21st. I feel like we're spending too much time on this, but I'm nerding out. I don't care. Y'all just along for the ride here. 21st? That seems like even less scary. Michael Pompano said he believes cryptocurrency should be regulated on that day. Bitcoin was down 8%. After rejection, 11,000 sent markets tumbling. Yeah, dude, this doesn't feel right. Anything come to mind for anybody? PTSD from buying the dip, probably. Neutrino, you sold at 94,000 January 1st. Bought a house? Let's go. I think I remember you saying something about that. And I think I remember saying the only time I've ever heard of people like selling Bitcoin and being happy is when they bought a house. And if that worked out for you, brother, right on. So GRT, it's the 21st. What was scary about this? Like, I have to go back and watch the stream because I don't remember it being that scary. Tomorrow is a don't buy anything in America day, says Chris Anderson. I heard that. I heard people are like doing a boycott of everything tomorrow. 308. Yeah, dude, 366 concurrent viewers. We are live really early. We don't typically stream on Thursday, so we're throwing people off here. But, dude, what's weird is when things were scary, we used to get crazy viewership. Now it doesn't seem that way anymore. Now it seems like when it's scary, people aren't here. I don't know. March it was a 9. It actually went down lower than 9 in March of 2020. Going shopping tomorrow. Walmart, do it, Andy. Memes ruined the vibe? Maybe. Maybe, but we were never like a meme channel. You know, I always shit on everybody's memes. I always told you it was a scam. It was a rug. People didn't like hearing that. You wouldn't think that would really hurt our audience. I mean, look at Trump coin. Called it day 0, January 18th. I tweeted, people are like tweeting about, is it gonna rug or isn't it gonna? Of course it's gonna rug. It rugged. Of course it's gonna rug. It rugged. Like I've been crapping on meme coins the whole time, so I feel like maybe that wouldn't directly hurt us, maybe as much as some other channels. But I think what happened is YouTube, as like a bigger entity, like saw the exodus of viewers from the niche, from crypto, like from like just regularly tuning in, and there's just less viewers. Maybe, I don't know. Do you believe we're going to 77K? It certainly is possible. Certainly possible. We discussed this on Tuesday. So here, I guess we'll get into some charts. I wanted to talk about a few things, but got sidetracked. That happens a lot. Let's see. On Tuesday, we looked at this. We used our fib extension tool. We got our 1618 and our measured move down here. Our measured move target at 75-ish. This is absolutely a point of support. A lot of confluence on the chart. We can go through this again later. I'm not going to go through all of this right off the bat. But here's kind of how I see it. We have fallen to the 1618. We've seen that sell off at least chill out for a little bit. We are right on top of the 200 daily. I think it's pretty likely that from the 200 daily, we may test that today or tomorrow, into this week. We've gotten close enough to it that maybe we don't. Either way, I think we have an interim low. I really do see price returning to the support. This is where it gets scary, though. We have fallen. The fall has kind of increased in momentum. We had a minus 4.9% day, 3.2% day, and then a 5% day yesterday. So momentum actually picking up on the sell side there. That is not what we want to see. Usually we get to see a relief bounce, though. But that is when things get real. The fall down, as long as we are just moving down, I'm usually very comfortable in that position. As long as we're just trending down with no kind of failed rallies, bulls aren't really getting exhausted. What I don't like to see is this kind of movement followed by a rally that gets sold off, known as the dead cat bounce, right? If anything falls hard enough, it will bounce. That's where that term comes from. Kind of dark. But on a move like that, maybe we return to 91, maybe 90K. If that gets sold off, we go back to the 200-day. That is when things get really bad. That's when 75K is on the table. That's when lower numbers are potentially on the table. Really, any lower high on like a macro time frame can be run ending. I still don't think that's what's happening here. If you put this in context, we're really not outside the realm of normal here still. It just feels bad. It feels like this isn't normal, which I don't even know like how to describe. I don't really know why that's the case. Maybe it's because alts have been so miserable. There hasn't really been like a super euphoria, right? We haven't had like a super euphoric time. We had maybe a little bit in November heading into December, moving up to 100K. But even 100K, man, didn't feel that great. Really, March of last year felt better than 100K. I can't explain it. We have fallen from our high about 25%. That's not a huge fall. Let's see. Last year in March to August, we did 33%. To match that, where are we? We're like right here. That's, I mean, you can take that as confluence. I'd say that's spooky. That we had a 33% sell-off last year. If we move down 33% from the all-time high this year, that puts us right back at March's high. We have been discussing that possibility I wasn't really entertaining it yet. It is a lot more on the table, a lot more, I'll say, on the table. A lot more likely now that we've broken kind of market structure here. We haven't rebounded. Certainly this is a more reasonable target than it was. For Bitcoin to have moved up in March, retraced, moved up again this year, retraced back to that previous resistance as support. Usually I'd been saying that I don't really think Bitcoin moves like that. But then this week, I remembered that we've seen it move like that in this run. Back here in 2024 into 23 into 24, our ETF launch brought us to 49,000 before selling off, killing all of our hopes and dreams. And then what happened? We moved to a new all-time high in March, getting way ahead of the schedule for the cycle. And then into August, we had a perfect back test. It's almost unbelievable. A perfect back test of that ETF high at 49,000.1. So that is an example of Bitcoin doing exactly this. Moving to a high, retracing, moving to a new high, pulling back, testing that previous resistance as support, and moving higher. If we do trade to 75,000, we'll call it 71 to 75-ish, whatever. I do believe there will be some very, very solid long entries there. You can say for spot especially, but even leverage positions, I think you're likely to be able to get a very solid entry. I don't think that would be run ending. Again, it would be the exact same retracement that we saw last year from high. Except we moved from 73 down to 49. Here it would be 110 to 72, 73, something like that. This would be the exact same retracement. I don't want this to happen. If it does happen, I want it to happen quickly. But I think really the takeaway that I'll give you is that just like wouldn't be very un-Bitcoin, even in a bull run. This bull run absolutely has a different feel and a different momentum than the ones we've seen before. It's hard to argue otherwise, which is a weird scenario to be in because Bitcoin, the kind of, I don't know, not inside joke, but the mantra has always been this time is never different. This time definitely is a little different. That brings me to my next point. So point one was fear and greed at basically record lows. So you're off by a few points. We are at 85,000. We are still above like the previous all-time high. We're above March's, even a year ago's high. Yet that reading is so low. That is a reading you would expect more in a bear market. This June, July of 22, that makes sense. That's a scary time, right? This reflects something kind of interesting. Let's look at our next chart here. Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is doing something similar. I actually wrote Benjamin Cohen because we're buds. I wrote him earlier today when I was just kind of like looking at charts and doing stuff. And I was like, dude, am I crazy? Or do you see this? So fear and greed is at this kind of bear market reading. Bitcoin dominance has kind of been giving us bear market readings, bear market movement since 2022. But it's weird that like we're seeing a high in Bitcoin dominance, yet we're at an all-time high in Bitcoin price. We have this fear and greed at like bear market lows. It's weird that we're having these indications that we've really never seen in a bull run. What's going on? He hasn't replied. We'll see if he replies. Sometimes he doesn't reply. But what is going on? It's weird. Where's the max pain? I don't even know anymore. Bro, I don't even know anymore. Where do you think max pain is? Where do you guys feel max pain is? Because I was convinced that it's still up. I don't think that people got in. I think money is still sidelined from 2022. Where do you feel? If price were to dump, you know what? Here's a better question because it's really hard for us to answer that as humans. Here's a better question. What price would make you worry about crypto or worry about Bitcoin in the sense of like, it's over. Like Bitcoin's never going to go up again. It's never going to have a big run. What price would spook you to that? To make you think that, I don't know, that the ride's over? Because that is likely the answer. What do you think? Put it in chat. I'll tell you what number it is for me. That number has moved up quite a bit, actually. I was going to start the stream. Damn it. I didn't start the stream with that. Let me see. 20K, 55K, 66K, 44K, 14K, Andrew Davies. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, if we were to break the bear market, like, I hate that I'm saying this out loud because I'm maybe jinxing it. If we were to, like, break the previous bear market low, my brain would probably break. I'd be like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's never happened. That's not good. God, I hope that's not the future. $4.20, $9.99. 73K. Make a poll. All right, we'll make a poll. Let me see. 51% feels right. All right. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. More than half of the votes saying that, like, this is one of the scariest times. Okay. Let's do a different poll. What price? What price would Bitcoin be dead at? Let's do this. Let's do like sub 15K. So like breaking bear market, break previous cycle low. Let's do like 15 to. Let's do 15 to like 30. I think that's good. 15 to 30K. Would like 30K to 50K? Yeah, 30K to. Yeah, 30 to 50, and then we'll do like 50 to. It's like 69, previous all-time high. I don't know. Are these good? What do you think? Should I change them? Oh, I can't read the chat while I have the poll up. Womp. All right, maybe I can do this. There we go. Obviously the lowest, maybe. 67K would liquidate Sailor. Why would Sailor get liquidated? Why? People were saying that on the way up. Why would Sailor be liquidated? I don't understand that. This bull run sucks. Yeah, it does. Even lower. Could break at 40. Well, so Jimmy, if the miners, there's always going to be miners, even if it's, we can say it's unprofitable. There's always going to be miners because some miners will be profitable. Blocks will slow down. It'll take a long time. And then eventually you get a difficulty adjustment. The difficulty adjustment makes it easier and more profitable, and miners rejoin. The miner spiral thing is just like not reasonable anymore. This is like not reasonable to happen. At one point, I would say kind of back here, maybe pre this era, there was like a realistic threat that like mining would become unprofitable. That would be like a cyclical thing where miners would quit and then blocks wouldn't be produced, and then it would just get to the point where just nobody would do it. That was possible. It's not possible anymore, in my opinion. Who knows? His company would go bankrupt. Okay, yeah. Would his company go bankrupt? I don't know. I literally do not know enough about MicroStrategy. Why? I guess the way I look at it is if they're holding an asset, how do they go bankrupt? Like, they I don't know. I don't get it. They're in like, aren't they in indices? They're having money basically flown into their stock constantly anyway. It doesn't matter what they do. I don't really get it. I don't really get their whole thing. Where does company go bankrupt? I feel like that can't be the case. Basically, Andrew says basically Sailor can't get liquidated. He would need a vote, and he owns the company majority. That is my understanding. That is like where my head's at. That's what I thought. Basically, like, he can't be liquidated unless I guess he chose to sell it or something. I don't understand. And what I really don't understand is if that was the case, why would Sailor be doing this? Because he has to know that Bitcoin can go down in price, right? Like, he has to know that Bitcoin has consistently gone down in price. That's all history. It has gone through cyclical events where it has gone up and down. I guess my real skepticism too, on top of like Saylor, that doesn't even make sense. Like he would almost be guaranteeing gets liquidated. Is that we heard this argument all the way up. I remember back here, people were like, oh, if Bitcoin goes to 20, if it goes to 18, Saylor gets liquidated. And it's like, I don't know, man. Really? Like that seems silly. Next poll, Republican or Democrat? For what? What's up, Steve? How you doing, brother? Republican or Democrat? Just Republican or Democrat? We try not to do that in here. We don't like to get polarized. We are all team crypto. There is no liquidation. Exactly. It's held during all the cycle. I don't get it. Where do people get this idea from then? His word is the dollar, Tigu. I like that actually. Yeah, like if he could get liquidated, it would be so irresponsible for him to buy tops and not market make, not like set limit orders, like set up buy walls on price. Like it wouldn't make any sense. It's the loans he took to buy Bitcoin. They're supposed to get his stocks. If the stock price is too low, then he has to repay the loans with cash. In which case, he might have to sell Bitcoin. He might have to. Okay, so like, you know, and again, I don't even know, but might have to sell Bitcoin in this scenario is very different from Saylor gets liquidated at some price, right? Let me ask Grok. Grok has been the best AI lately. I hate to give it to Elon Musk. Can Michael Saylor, I know, can MicroStrategy, even though it's strategy now, get liquidated and be forced to sell Bitcoin? Let's see what Grok says. It's going to give me a bunch of bullshit, probably. Micro. Very, very well put, Grok. Well put. Micro. Okay, well, there's your answer. Micro. Just micro. He took loans, but they're not loans. They're issued debt, right? Most of the debt is 0% non-convertible, is not due for years. That is my understanding, GRT. He doesn't have the majority. That is true, Gene Takes. That is true now, technically. He doesn't have the majority, meaning he doesn't have 51% because of issuing new shares, right? But he still has 46%, which means he only needs 4% and change to vote with him. And surely he has that, surely. So we go bankrupt because he took loans. Let me see. Oh, Grok finally did a MicroStrategy, a company heavily invested in Bitcoin, garnered attention. MicroStrategy's debt is primarily unsecured, meaning its Bitcoin isn't directly pledged as collateral to lenders. Okay, I'll continue reading this, but that alone means that he does not have a number that he gets liquidated. For him to be liquidated, it would have to be collateral. It is not. The setup eliminates the traditional liquidation price, where creditors could seize and sell Bitcoin if its value dropped below a certain threshold. Unlike past instances, such as in 22, when it had a collateralized loan from Silvergate Bank. I remember that. And I was like, why did he do that? Requiring $410 million in Bitcoin value to avoid a margin call. Its present debt consists mostly of convertible notes. That's my understanding as well. These notes allow lenders to either convert their debt into MicroStrategy stock, MSTR, or strategy now, at a set price, or demand repayment in cash, sometimes stock at maturity, not in Bitcoin. As a result, creditors cannot directly force the sale of Bitcoin solely based on a price crash. However, liquidation risks still exists indirectly, and I believe that. I mean, if MicroStrategy all of a sudden loses every penny they have, probably going to sell some Bitcoin. MicroStrategy holds around, this is old data, because MicroStrategy now holds 499,000. I know this because I remember the last number, and I said they only need 1,000 to have 500,000. This data is 439,000, so that was a while ago. Maturity stage between 2027 and 2032. The company must make quarterly interest payments and repay principal. At maturity, if bondholders don't convert to shares, if Bitcoin price falls significantly, say below its average purchase price of 56K, that doesn't make, I mean, that's not the average purchase price, and stays low for years. There it is. This lines up more with like how I understood this mechanic. If it falls below significantly below purchase price and stays there for years, meaning like into maturity of these issued debts. MicroStrategy could struggle to generate enough cash from its software business or struggle to raise new capital to meet those obligations. And in such a scenario, it may choose to sell its Bitcoin voluntarily to avoid default, though this would not be a forced liquidation by sellers or whatever, debtors. They have 500,000 coins. What's up, Foxy? We broke all key levels of support for Bitcoin. What about 70? What about 70,000? What about 71,000? What about like right here? Because I would argue you really didn't have any key levels of support here. You had like, I don't know, a key level in the sense of you had market structure reached about down to 90,000, and you ain't got nothing below that. Not until you're all the way down here. So we broke the market structure from November. If you're in greed at 10, you know what happens next. True. What's up, Heaven Pick? From Grok. But if Bitcoin dropped to 6,400 per coin, the value of its stash would equal the debt, 8.2 billion. Below this, the company's Bitcoin wouldn't cover its liabilities, putting pressure on the balance sheet. True. GRT, but I think in that scenario also, I think you'd have to stay there, right? So like I won't dismiss the possibility of Bitcoin trading to like that number. I don't even want to say it out loud. I certainly don't think it is a realistic possibility, but it is a possibility. The same way, I don't know, a meteor could hit us and blow the planet up tomorrow. It exists though. It is possible, but it would have to stay there. And that I almost want to say is not a possibility. If price were to reach those levels, like 16K, I doubt it would stay there for more than, by the time you looked at the chart, I almost guarantee that it would bounce. That would be a crazy event. That doesn't sound very threatening to me. Study Billionaires podcast, Bitcoin fundamental show. They've interviewed Saylor and gotten to the mechanics of how. Yeah, I would love to interview him. He can't get forced liquidated, but he can capitulate. He could. USD's going to zero. Novocaine. I think that is that's the real takeaway here. Anything is possible in Bitcoin. Any price, any fluctuation is possible. The dollar is guaranteed trending to zero. It has been for over 100 years, and it will continue to do so, right? And that is the bet he's making in the bigger picture. What's up, David Brum? What's up, Yobi? Buy the dip. Let's go. We will pump this or next week. Bet $50. I would be very surprised if we sell off. We have what? One more day in February, Friday. I'd be very surprised to see a sell off into Friday and then continue selling off into March. Once March comes around, I virtually guarantee we'll see it move back up. Please go F yourself if you're gonna be like, Tom said he guarantees it'll happen. There's no guarantees, bro. But I would be amiss if we close down here and March doesn't rally back to even like 93.3. This is where it gets bad. This is where it gets like threatening though. If we close down here, open March here, and we move to 93.3, reject from there, dude, that is how you get to 75. That would be bad. That'd be bad. It's very unlike Bitcoin in my observation to like sell into the end of a month like this and then continue as the next month rolls over. It likes to at least chop those people up. They see the candle close, they say, oh, red candle, I go short, and it likes to chop them out before going down, or vice versa on the upside. Litecoin, yeah, we'll look at Litecoin. It's less about a precise number and more about how long Bitcoin stays low. GRT, that's what I got from that too. And that actually makes me much less stressed, much more confident that I don't have to worry about it, because going down to any given price is always on the table. It's always on the table. This is a crazy market. It's very volatile. We've seen it do crazy things. Hitting any given price is not off the table. So that would be very stressful. But to say it has to go down in kind of this incredible way that we haven't really seen and stay there That I don't believe is on the table. That I don't think is very threatening. We're going to look at Litecoin here in a second. A lot of activity on the order flow. This stuff's getting scooped up. Scoop it up, baby. Don't eat the yellow snow. What's up, Mike Bennett? Strategy stock is pretty much 150% exposure to Bitcoin at this point. True. It is. Bitcoin will pump eventually. The FUD is giving us a discount. Wise words, mean Gene. Wise words. Hey, Alex B, they also would have averaged down at that price. God, you would hope so, dude. You would hope so. Sailor loves buying up. I have many times complained about it. Like, Sailor, bro, call me. Call me, Sailor. I'll help you. I'll help you. I will help you manipulate this market into going up with your MicroStrategy purchases. I will help you deploy that capital in a way where the price actually goes up. Just call me, Sailor. We can do it. We can do it. I don't know how legal that is. If it's not legal, I didn't say that and it was just a joke. If it is legal, then I'm serious. We going to 250K? I think so. I think we're going to 250K. I think we are more likely to go 250K than we are 16K or whatever it is. How'd this poll go? I realized when I put this poll out, the lowest number is probably going to win, no matter what. But it is what it is. Sub 15K, this is where I'm at. If we were to like break last cycle's low, like the bear market low, everything I know about Bitcoin could be wrong. Like price-wise, could just be wrong. I don't know. I don't think that that's... If it happened, I would put every penny I have into this space, which is like already true, but I would put every penny, all the pennies. I would like have a yard sale. 15 to 30K, 17%, 30 to 50K, 16%. Interesting. This is maybe the takeaway of value here. 22% of us feel Bitcoin would be dead at 50 to 69,000. I got bad news for you for the 22%. That's incredibly possible. In fact, I can almost guarantee Bitcoin will trade at those values at some point. Hopefully not this year, but in the future, almost certainly it will. Bad news for you. Time for dinner? Stay safe. Will do, Jesse. Love you, brother. Fast B accounting rules. He can mark down the loss if it went to 15. They did change that, didn't they? So new retail is fearful Shane. That's probably accurate. I don't get why you'd hold MicroStrategy instead of buying Bitcoin. I wouldn't. But I think, if you can get MicroStrategy in your 401k or something, can't buy spot Bitcoin in your 401k. Makes sense. It could go as low as 68K. That's the lowest it could possibly go. You guys are smoking. Echo Messenger. I got bad news for you, bro. Vegas Claw, we broke all levels of support for Bitcoin. I'm genuinely worried. Now I'm starting to feel like the bottom's in. Altcoin season is going to happen. My dad works at Nintendo. Well, you heard it here. If his dad works at Nintendo, he knows. Litecoin. I've been saying this for as long as I can remember. I am the boy who cried wolf, though, at this point. So I would never expect anyone to, listen when I say this. Litecoin remaining incredibly strong. It has been one of the best performers throughout this kind of uncertain phase. I have described this to you guys before in different ways, and I'll do it again. Litecoin since 2017 has just pressure squeezed every single just drop of weakness. Anyone who is in Litecoin is not going to be paper handing. They're not folding. They're not selling. It doesn't matter if Litecoin went to $25. They're not selling. Oh, no, let's not finish up Windows 11. Go F yourself. Litecoin is a chart that is built on a simple principle here. Over the last 7-8 years, it has put in higher lows, 22, 25, 40, 50. Here we go. This price may be gone now, 80. We'll see. A little too early to call that, but this chart has squeezed like a lemon every drop out that can be squeezed. There are no drops left to squeeze out. That is why I believe this chart looks good. It is because while the rest of the market has hands to shake, it has weakness where vulnerability, weakness, whatever can be exploited, meaning get people to sell with price go down or spooky news. Nobody's selling their Litecoin, man. I guess like maybe there's a few people who jumped into Litecoin over the last few years or months, whatever. Like, it's not meaningful. There are just no more sellers left. That's it. Well, why? Where's the price? Why is the price 120? Because there's really no buyers either. There's no new buyers. I think that's what's interesting about this ETF potential. I mean, Litecoin will get an ETF eventually, but if the ETF can bring any kind of buying price action, I think this chart really goes up, because I don't think that there are sellers. Here's the problem though. Once you have buying price action, once you have an ETF or whatever, you have new hands that can be shaken out, right? So you kind of invite that weakness back in. But I view this chart as strong, not because of buying, but because of just a complete capitulation of selling. I have been mocked. I have been made fun of. People call me Litecoin Tom or something for years and years. I haven't sold any of my Litecoin. I'm not going to sell any of my Litecoin. Not until it's up here. Not until it breaks all-time high. I have waited long enough. I know it's emotional. I know it's stupid. I'd just rather go down with the ship at this point. I'm not at a loss. Like, I'm in the green pretty solid at this point. But that has not always been true, right? It's not always been true on this chart. Litecoin, I really think, is just there's nobody left to sell it. In the market, you can have lots of buyers and that can push price up. Or you can just have a lack of sellers and that can push price up. Same is true on the downside. You can have lots of sellers, push price down, or just no buyers and that can push price down. Let's take a look here on the week. That is such a candle, man. Hit 106, has rebounded. Damn. So much better than the rest of the market. Check this out. Beautiful reversal. V shape here, back to 130. Retesting 134. Here's what I see when I look at this chart. I see resistance being tested. Sellers coming in. Buyers supporting price, pushing it back up to resistance, eating away at that 135 to, I'll say, 150 mark. Sellers come in. Buyers come in, eat away at there. This is a complete fold, I think. I think anyone who bought Litecoin here sold sub 100. They thought it'd never go under 100 again. Right back to resistance. We are seeing this chart constantly eating away, testing 135. This is potentially a higher low right here. Move back to 135. You can see another higher low, whatever. Hold like 120. I think this chart is begging to break out. There is kind of a thing in crypto, though. People have joked about or not joked about Litecoin rallying being like the end of the bull run. Hopefully that's not the case, right? Timing is really spooky here on that. People are so scared and Litecoin is rallying. But I don't know, man. You break 150, use that fib tool. You point right up to your major levels. You're looking at 207. You're looking at the all-time high. I can't believe that Litecoin hasn't done it yet, honestly. I thought I was going to do it back when XRP was doing it. Litecoin Bitcoin pair looking solid for the first time in a very long time. Don't be fooled. It's not the first time it's ever looked good. Looked pretty good back here in March of 24, March of last year. Kept going down. Looked pretty good back here, 22. Kind of bear market bottom. Interesting. That's where the low fear and greed was. Remember June, July 22? Looked good here, kept selling. So don't be fooled. This isn't the first time it's faked us out before, but this is starting to look solid. Litecoin has been performing better than the market, and it shows here in the Bitcoin pair. That is something that's so valuable about these pairs. I try to drive this home with you guys. If you didn't look at Litecoin Bitcoin and you just looked at Litecoin dollar, you wouldn't really be able to tell. Sure, it hasn't dumped like lots of things, but you'd look at this and say it's just the same price that it was since December, since the rally. That's not very good. That's not very strong. When you look at these Bitcoin pairs, you get to see relative strength. It is a much truer picture than the dollar pair. That's the way I see it. But man, let's go. Well, let's go. I had to take some profit on Litecoin eventually. Yeesh. What's up, Mugu AI? I don't even know if we have like new viewers here today. Inverse head and shoulders, Cosmin. Can you explain why you like Litecoin so much? Sure. Confident podcast. It's the kind of day for that. So Litecoin just ends up getting talked about more. So Litecoin isn't the only coin that I feel this way about. Dogecoin. Was a huge fan of Dogecoin. Guess what? People used to make fun of me, but maybe even more so for Dogecoin than Litecoin. It's not just Dogecoin and Litecoin. I also like Monero. I also like, there's a few others in there. Like there's like VTC. It's kind of dead coin at this point. But what I like about all those and Bitcoin is that they're just proof of work. They're proof of work coins. They're old. They're established. They're secure. They had a fair origin. No one started with an advantage. There was no ICO. There was no pre-mine. There was no tainting. That's one thing that I've always loved about Bitcoin, and the thing that I valued about Bitcoin is that it has truly been fair since the beginning. And I say this, and in perspective, I got into Bitcoin late. Like I wasn't mining it in 2011. That'd be great, but I could have been if I had learned about it. If I had learned and said, man, that idea is great. I unfortunately didn't learn about it for many years after that. But anyone who found it along the way had the same opportunity to say, this is an idea that makes sense. I want to support this. And they could have gotten in. They didn't have to buy bags of someone else. They didn't have to, participate in an ICO. There are very few coins that fit this definition. Litecoin, Dogecoin, Monero, Bitcoin. There's some others. There's a few others, but largely they've kind of just disappeared over the years, which is okay. It's probably the natural evolution of it. You mine Dogecoin and Litecoin, you're script miner? Hell yeah. Just said taint. Caspa, Cloud Chaser. So I don't know, man. I don't know about Caspa. I know Caspa is proof of work. I have a unclear history or unclear kind of timeline of Caspa. That's my issue, I guess. I guess I could say out of the realm of things, it's up there. It's better than many of them in my mind. They, to my knowledge, didn't have like an ICO or anything, but I don't know how to get around this. But I've read things where there's something about the way that the chain is pruned that the beginning, kind of the earliest transactions, you can't see them on chain anymore, something. And that maybe there could have been shenanigans or, something that would have tainted it. Could have happened and there isn't a history. Don't hold me on that. That's just what I've heard. At one point I was very behind Caspa a year or two ago, and I was like, oh, I heard they're decentralized and fair and blah, blah, blah. They can join the team of coins I like. And then I heard these other things. I don't really know what to believe. I guess for me, maybe part of the coins, like I just described, is they have a long history. And so you can verify every single transaction back into the beginning, to zero. And I suppose if a coin can't do that, maybe it doesn't fall into that category. Even if nothing bad happened, even if, whatever it is, nothing malicious happened. If you can't trace it back on chain to the beginning, I guess it's just too much of a risk. Because the value in Bitcoin and Litecoin and Dogecoin like this is the certainty of it, is the mathematical truth of it. It is what it is. You can verify every step. You can see every little tiny move it's made to be where it is today. There's really nothing else in the world like that. Isn't Arbitrum proof of work? Maybe. Lots of things, me too, Tahoe. Lots of things are proof of work, but that isn't it. Proof of work, in my opinion, is absolutely superior to any other consensus model. But it isn't just proof of work. You can be proof of work and be central. You can be centralized. You can ICO. You can whatever. Ethereum originally was proof of work. Ethereum was ICO'd. It didn't have that fair origin. Many people didn't know that, which is weird. Somehow that got swept under the rug. People forgot. But proof of work by itself doesn't, by definition, make it those things. It has to be that combination. And really the combination, the reason, I guess, that I like that at its core is because when you have that combination of all those things together, the person who created it or the people who created it didn't create it to benefit them. They didn't create it to benefit themselves. Or it's not like a rug, it's not like a Trump coin. It's not whatever. it was made like kind of with a selflessness behind it. And I'm not saying that, you know, people haven't benefited from it or whatever, but like that's where some of the value is I believe when people make projects or coins and they pre-mine or they do these things, they're kind of reserving or they're vampiring or they're siphoning that value to themselves or to their foundations or to whatever in that sense. And when they meet my criteria, they have like a selfless nature, or almost like, I don't even want to say selfless, but like a universal nature of like, this is for everyone to have a, you know, an equal shot at. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. F will go to $10. No one uses the ancient technology. Sure. Oof that candle. But yeah, we're on the 5 minute though. This isn't the end of the world. Ugh, does not look good, fam. This chart does not look great. Open source. There you go. Yeah, that's another big part of it. Dr. Crypto, thank you. Open source is like an intrinsic part of all of what I just described. Otherwise, it's easy to attack like ETC. Only work when you have massive network. True. That is why Bitcoin was very much, Bitcoin's future was very much not secure or written in stone. I want to say until the last 5 years, maybe. Everyone's slowly realizing Bitcoin is the only coin. I mean, maximalism makes more and more sense lately. Again, I was a big Bitcoin maxi. I had to divorce the concept because of like the community. I hated the community. I hated how toxic people were. I hated that they would rather shit on new people than get them into Bitcoin. They would prefer to just rip on you and make you quit crypto than to get you into Bitcoin. And to me, that shows massive insecurity of belief. Like they don't really believe their own stuff. And it showed just like a counterintuitive or a counter growth kind of approach to adopting people. I don't know. So I had to divorce the concept, but I'm coming back around to it. It's looking better and better. And you know what? Those toxic voices, those people have largely shut up or disappeared or stopped saying things. Bitcoin going down again, just like Team Rocket, baby. MAGA meme coin? No thanks. I don't need to get rugged today. BCH 2 proof of work. I mean, yeah, BCH is just a fork of Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean that fits it. Bought Doge at 5 cents. Get wrecked top buyers and FOMO bots. Yeah. I mean, I was saying I was bullish on Doge on this channel when it was a fraction of a penny. People used to make fun of me so bad. People used to like aggressively come at me for that. It was wild. And I'd be like, bro, I only have like maybe $200 in Doge. Like, it's not like I have a huge, and it's like my portfolio's Doge. And they'd be like, even that, you're not a serious trader, you're not a serious investor if you have even $1 in it. It's like, all right, dude. And then Doge turned out to be one of my biggest, greatest bags of all time. Only Gina can save us now. I got bad news, XCal. Gina has left us. You prefer the term shitcoin minimalist. I actually really like that. Stymie. I've never heard someone say that, and I actually really like that. Bitcoin Maxi is proven right. I mean, maximalism has always been right. At least in my opinion. You're coming to Tom Crown's house. It's always been right. It wasn't that I had the divorce. It was the community. It was the people. It was the advocates, which is a shame. Am I shorting Kelly? I should be. I'm not. I have been talking about a return to 93.3, whether it be into the end of this month somehow or into early March, whatever. Hell, I guess it could even come in June. But I could see myself taking a short here. I could see myself shorting here. Am I going to short down here? No. I don't like to chase the market. I should have taken one of the many shorts that I talked about up here. I didn't. The same way I wouldn't recommend longing. Yeah, up here after a move up. Usually we're looking for lower entries, right? We're looking for a pullback before continuation. I am not looking to short right now. I'm sure it could work out. I'm sure you could profit from it, but it's not my style of trading. At least let me see like 91. Maybe you can look for it. Shitcoin minimalist officially added to your Discord about me, dude. That's a great. I've never heard anyone say that. Do you still partner with �MEXC, TD? I've never partnered with �MEXC. �MEXC has never been a partner. I have a link for them. If you want a link for them, tomcrown.io/�MEXC. I'm sure that goes to my link, but no, I've never been partnered. Yes, definitely. BCH is best option instead of meme like Doge, Shib, Pepe. I don't know about that, Lankesh. I don't know about that. BCH lost the hash war. Hasn't performed at all since. Yeah, let's look at BCH. Let's look at BCH. Yikes. Here's another example. So I've been talking a lot, about Ethereum. We're talking about Sol potentially. These different coins against Bitcoin and how all of their charts look like this. Here's another example. BCH hit new all-time low February 3rd against Bitcoin. This has never even really rallied against Bitcoin. That's I guess the shame of it. 368 weeks later, down almost 99%. I don't know, man. I mean, I have some BCH somewhere. I certainly am not buying it. Maybe you could make the argument I made about Litecoin, though, right? You could say there are probably no sellers left of this. I would agree. I think that's fair. There's probably no BCH sellers left. Did it break its low? Almost. Almost. Hanging on to that August low. Does not look awesome, does it? I don't know. I don't know about that. Didn't know. By the way, guys, if you have not hit that like button, could you do me a favor? Smash the like button. I don't know how many likes we got. If you haven't voted in the poll, please, your opinion is valuable. Your engagement is valuable to this stream. I know it's a hard time. I think we've only gotten 1 subscriber today in this whole stream. Isn't that wild? Actually, no, it's really wild. Remember the other day when Crypto Lifer and our stream got botted? I told you there's no point of doing this. Look at how quickly YouTube removed them. It didn't even take 48 hours. Right there. If you can make this number spin, though, and be appreciated, join our fam. I can't believe we only gained 1 subscriber. This is wild. Dude, what is going on? How? There we go. There we go. A few people jumping in. How is there no one paying attention? Maybe the bull market just never really sufficiently got people's attention to jump in. What do you think? It's weird. Also, what do you think? I have a video ready for publishing. Should we do a premiere watch stream? When this ends, we're not done here, but when we're done live streaming, I could set it so we're all forwarded into the premiere for this. It's only 8 minutes, and it's a video on how time frame in trading, how to select your time frame. What do you think? Yay or nay? Put a 1 in chat if you think it's a good idea. If you're down for it. Just subscribe. What's up, Nakamoto? Can you look at SEI? All right. Do it, brother. 111. 1111111. Thank you, Bradley. Ant. Cactus. Mike. 1111. Pickle. How you doing, Pickle? SEI. I don't know if I've looked at SEI. 1111111. By the way, if you haven't checked out the free playlist on YouTube, it's there. We have a free trading course. There it is. It's free. There's dozens. You're done trading after �MEXC liquidated yesterday below price. Previous I might be able to get you in touch with the right person. TD, I might be able to get you in touch. I have contacts with them. They were never a sponsor or partner though. I've never been a big fan of their exchange, to be honest. I don't know if you're in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Just at me there, and maybe we'll see what I can do. I don't really know. I can't promise you any result, right? But I'll see what I can do. Exchanges usually listen to me. They don't want me to make a stink. You got some bull div. You got some bullish divergence on SEI on the week. I don't know how great this looks. I think it looks pretty awful. After all, it is a VC-funded S coin. He wrote that when it launched. Text is still there. See, you got some resistance above you, 28.5 cents. This is going to be your September, August monthly support into lower high, into lower low. This chart, honestly, does not look great. This does not look great. All-time high, low, lower high, lower low. That was March of this year. Okay. If it fails to break December 24's high, you're just in a downtrend on the macro. Closing above 28 cents, though, going to be kind of a breath of air. You can see even the weekly here interacting with it as resistance. A close above there, and you're likely you're looking back here. You're looking back at the 50s. I'm skeptical of a higher high, though. Close above 28, and I'm looking for, let's say, 43 cents. I'm skeptical of it breaking a higher high without the market really ripping. I'll put an alert on her. You got some support below you, maybe 18 cents. Tried messaging me on X. It probably went through the filter. I can see what I can do. I'll try to take a look after this. Dude Viper. What's Dude Viper? Just caught up on the live stream. Whoever said Shitcoin minimalist, thank you. Dude, exactly. You know, let's tweet this. Stymie, shout out to you, bro. That is such a good what's the tweet? Like, I now identify as a shitcoin minimalist, or I identify as a shitcoin minimalist. What do you think? Priest XBT, what's up, brother? The last cycle was an outlier. Stim checks. Well, in what sense was it? Like, because last cycle was an outlier in my opinion because of how muted it was. It was like barely even a run. 𝐂𝐫𝐿𝐢𝐾, I have long prophesized that either the GME crowd would find Bitcoin because Bitcoin is what they think GME is. GME is just going to keep printing shares, diluting, and like shitting on their holders. They don't give a shit. They're just there for money. But Bitcoin is what the GME crowd is looking for. It's the MOAS, bro. It is like the concrete asset that cannot be just like, I don't know, manipulated in the same ways. Am I worried, Ashley? Nah. How should I word this? I'm not worried. No, this is when you have seen the ups and downs in crypto. We're gonna be coming up on a decade here in crypto. It's barely even a sell-off. It's not even as big of a sell-off as we had last year from March. I'm just gonna write I'm a shitcoin minimalist. I don't know how to word this today. I am a shitcoin minimalist. I'm just going to tweet that. I like it. So Valentino. Scaling into longs at different levels bad. Risk management. It depends how you do it, obviously. So, like black and white on paper, no. No. Scaling into a position could be good risk management. Really what would define if it is good or bad at the end of the day would be your positioning, your position sizing. What are you risking, right? You could scale into longs. You could scale into 10 different longs, you know, I don't know, 0.25% apart, with each of them risking 0.1, you know, like some small percent, 0.1% maybe of your capital. And that could be good risk management still. Or you could take one trade and be risking 10%, and that'd be bad risk management. It's more about the loss potential you're opening yourself up to. certainly lots of trades, lots of, scaling in is easy to increase how much you're risking or how much you're exposed, but it doesn't by definition have to be. It would just be smaller positions. What's up, Casual FPS? Julie. Long on Pepe since day 3. Yeah, I killed some Pepe too. Since Tether stopped minting. Did they stop minting? Tether's something, isn't it? It's something. Ooh, it's a very bright chart. Let's see, can I get Tether market cap? Tether. Ratio of market cap in USD. Tether gold ratio. Market cap USDT. I don't know. Did they stop printing? It actually does not look like they stopped printing. That's an interesting. I didn't expect the chart to look like this, to be honest. It does not look like Tether really ever stopped printing. So that is actually not true, Charlie. Looks like they had some redemptions for 4 billion from December into early January, and then from early January they've only printed. It's only gone up about 8 billion. It's not a huge high, and you can see like the trend broke here, but they haven't stopped minting. Ethereum. Ethereum chart one. Too many charts. My Ethereum trade got riggedy wrecked. Yes, it did. Womp, womp, womp. I did get stopped out also. Yeah, I got stopped out on my long that I reversed here when I closed my Ethereum short. Ethereum had 2,250, now 2,300. Ethereum still though holding on to its low as long as it remains above its February low. It is outgaining Bitcoin. In this cherry pick time frame, it is showing relative strength to Bitcoin as long as it holds its low here, because Bitcoin has broken its low. Any alt that is held as February low is relative gained against Bitcoin. Check XPR chart. Biggest dump since FTX? What? Ethereum biggest dump since FTX? Whatever happened to the FTX? Wasn't that supposed to moon the market because people were going to buy? And nothing happened. Ethereum does not look good. If Ethereum breaks below its February low, it might go sub 2K. Frozen in cash. Fear could the 70s be in front of us. Could be. People keep crying. Focus on Bitcoin. Exxon was up 400%. It was. What's up, RS Miller? Julie, you subscribe. Welcome, Julie. It's a quiet day. I can't believe how quiet it is. It's another weirdly quiet day. I would have expected people to be hype AF, at least just scared into watching, right? It doesn't feel like that's what's happening. It feels like people are scared out of watching. Viewership numbers are just low across the board. Let's do that. Let's do that thing when we're done. I'm gonna set up this Premiere. I'm gonna set up the Premiere. We have a video. If you aren't familiar, let me pull this up actually. Let's give our free content a little shill here. If you're not familiar, all 900 of you watching, if you go to our channel and even up at the top, you'll see them, right? Here's the videos, you'll see them. If you go to playlists, you will find what I have selected, the trading course for beginners. It's just some of them kind of arranged in a way that I think is more beginner friendly, or our full trading course. And if you are trading, our full trading course, it's free. Nobody who offers stuff like this, what channel gives you a free trading course like this? The answer is none. Lots of episodes. Lots and lots of episodes. I will admit I haven't been putting them out. We're doing every 2 weeks. We haven't put them out as often as we were because we launched our premium group in January. You guys should still check that out. We're going to have an exclusive live stream tomorrow. We have them pretty much every day of the week. You can use promo code VIP, get 50% off. But we launched a premium group in January, and so I haven't been putting quite as much time into these. But we are going to publish our next video for the free playlist. And we're going to do it today. And I guess we'll do it after this stream. This one's on timeframes, because this is a big question. Every single time that I publish a video, there's questions of what time frame does this work on? What time frame should I choose? Blah, 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 blah. And this is going to answer that. It's only an 8-minute video, but yeah, let's do this. Full trading course for beginners. There we go. Let's do this. I didn't like SEO it up like I should. But oh well. Let's do set as premiere. Set as premiere. Today is the 27th. Yeah, let's do this. No. 12 p.m. is noon, right? Right? Am I going crazy? What's up, schemer? 𝐒𝐴G silver chart? Yeah, pull that up. I'm trying to like set up this premiere as I'm live. Isn't it AG? No, AU. And it's just silver. Let's be real. You're a trader. You're a trader and a trader and a trader. And a day trader. And a traitor to this country. That's right. What's up, bro? Silver. No back test of 28 yet. We did test 34. Man, we were waiting for that for so long. Seemed like a cool dude. What I do before work. Man, I grew up poor. I did what I was supposed to do. Went to college. Got a bachelor's degree. Left college. Learned that my bachelor's degree was worthless. Went into sales for like 10 years. Got laid off. Had a moment to be like, what do I want to do? And it was obvious, Bitcoin. Can't get a job at Bitcoin, so I was like, maybe I'll just try to stream. Here we are 6 years later. Been a hell of a ride. Looking buff. Am I on TRT? Chet, I kind of wish I was. Thank you. I quit vaping. For those of you who don't know, I talk about it all the time, like a vegan CrossFit guy. Quit vaping 3 months and a week ago, and I've been going to the gym almost every day since as like a coping mechanism. And yeah, man, look at it. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I put on like 10 pounds of muscle somehow. Imagine if I was taking TRT or something. That'd be huge. Probably be angry though. You missed the Biden bull run. It is interesting, right, guy? Everybody was really, really into Trump, Bitcoin, bull run. Remember the memes of like the bullet, and it was like if it had hit him, it was like bear market, and then it's like it missed him, so it's like Bitcoin super cycle. Remember when the inauguration was? It was right here. Literally has only gone down since inauguration. I did warn you guys that no matter what was happening, when inauguration happened, we would see a reversal. Unfortunately, we were rallying, so we reversed literally on the day. Perfect call. We've only gone down. You know, we can say that. You can say, I missed the Biden bull run. Yeah, honestly, a lot of what Trump's doing, I don't think is great for the economy. That's neither here nor there. But to balance this out, because we don't like to get political, to balance this out, though, it is what it is. Right here, this was also Trump. So it is what it is. The real answer, guys, is that Bitcoin doesn't really care about the president of the United States. One, Bitcoin is global. Two, Bitcoin is a protocol. It's not aware of politics. That's why we like to keep it politics free. Yeah, this was Trump too. So Certainly his second presidency has not been so great so far. It's a very small sample size. I'm not sure if firing employees from the federal government and putting tariffs out there is good economic policy. I would love to be wrong. It goes against what I know about economic policy, though. I believe it creates uncertainty. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. How's that Trump coin doing? At what point is it officially a rug? It's down 85%. It literally never rallied. Never rallied. Like after it got listed on exchanges. Got listed on exchanges basically right here on the 19th or 20th, like the day before or during inauguration, and it only went down. From $79 or $80, hit as low as 12. I don't think that's the bottom for it, though. Yeah, screw Trump coin. I mean, this channel is highly critical of it. It was highly critical of it. Calling it a scam, calling it a rug pull, whatever. A lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people got a little salty. And people who I imagine spend a lot of their time calling people snowflakes. We're getting pretty snowflakey about it. God, I love just not being on either side of this debate. Both parties are garbage in the United States. We need such a revolution in politics. My degree was in political science, by the way, or is in political science. And we just need a political like renaissance, man. We got to redo everything. Step one, we have to get all the money out of politics. If we don't get the money out of politics, nothing's ever going to change. It's all just going to stay the same. Both parties are just beholden to the billionaires that fund them, and that will never change until we get money out of politics. It's not like a left or right, middle. It's none of that. I mean, you could say it's the left and right thing because they're the ones taking the money. Let's schedule this. Dude, I have a doctor's appointment in a little bit. That's also why I went live early. Let's do... Can I do 12? Dude, this is trolling me. It keeps like messing it up when I try to go to Premiere. Schedule. Premiere. I'm gonna freak out. I'm not gonna freak out. Set up Premiere. I don't know if this will work. Will it let me? Trump dump. Yeah, so far. All right, I'm going to set this up. I'm going to set this Premiere up to go Premiere Classic Sci-Fi, baby. Trailer, no. 5 minutes, sure. Save. Let's see if this will actually work. We're going to watch this together. We're going to do this together, fam. Can I redirect to this? Oh, it's going to be really annoying if I can't. Why would I not be able to? Oh, yeah, I can. There we go. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to redirect this stream to the new free trading lesson that's coming out. We're going to watch it together. It's premiering in just a little bit. It's not the part. I agree. I mean, it's absolutely the system. It's money. It's not intrinsically money. It's how money is involved in politics. That's what it is. Any trade setups, Randy? Dude, I'm not trading shit right now. What's the lowest Fear and Greed's ever been? I believe it is a 4 or 5. It was like 2019. Honestly, Tahoe, here's one. I mean, there's many things you have to do to get rid of money in politics. It's not as simple as one thing. Here's one thing. One, we have to get rid of like CPACs and stuff. It just can't be it. But two, here's an idea. If you become the president of the United States, your wealth is just capped. Just capped forever. Like you're never allowed to have more than a certain amount of money or something. You're just beholden to the country then. I mean, and that cap can be like 100 million or like $1 billion, but like it has to be capped. It doesn't have to be to get out of politics, but that's a way of like somewhat doing this. I don't know. There's a lot of things that have to change, really just structurally, fundamentally. From the ground up. We have to figure it out. Or else I think we're just boned. I really do. It worked for a while. It's not going to keep working. All right. All right, we're going to do it. We're going to go over. We're going to go over to the premiere. Should be redirected there. I'm going to go there. Let's watch it together. It's only a few minutes. I appreciate it. Come in, hype it up a little bit. This has been, I've enjoyed this stream. I've enjoyed it. Eerily quiet, but I've enjoyed it. Let's get over there. I'll see you over there. I'm going to be there. Let's chat it up. Tell me what you think.